Hello, welcome to my home. I'm Stephanie Boone. Today we will be doing a quick 15-minute full moon salutation in celebration of the full moon. Come join me. So this salutation is an energetic and warm practice to start your day. You can do it during like those cold winter mornings when the sun hasn't quite risen yet and you can still see the moon in the sky. But you can really do it any time of the day. You can even implement it into your midday routine as sort of a warm up to get you moving during that midday drive. So the only time I don't recommend this is right before bed, ironically, even though it's a full moon salutation. Like I said, it is very energetic. So go ahead and sit in a comfortable position on the floor or on a bolster or a pillow. And you can put your hands on your lap for grounding if you need some grounding today. Or you can put your palms facing up on your lap if you're ready to receive what this practice has for you today. So go ahead and close your eyes and begin to focus on your breathing. Let's start by taking in a deep, taking that in through your nose and letting it out through your nose. If you're feeling some tension, go ahead and take a deep breath in and then just let it out through your mouth and just let it go. Through your nose and exhale through your nose. Listen to the sounds of waves as you inhale and exhale. Now I want you to focus on where your breath is going. Are your shoulders rising up and down as you inhale? Is your breath stuck in your chest and not going deeper? So try breathing in through your nose and then breathe into your chest. Try to get your air into your diaphragm and bring it down into your stomach. And then when you exhale, take that air in your stomach, breathing it out. Very slowly. Making sure that our shoulders are staying steady all the way. And open your eyes. Take a deep inhale together and raise our arms up. Looking up to the ceiling or the sky. And then gently, as you exhale, let your arms float down. Chin floating down to your chest. Let's do that again. Inhale up. And exhale, everything floats down. Inhale up. Down. So bring your feet into a standing position. Your feet are hip width distance apart. And your knees are just have a slight bend, nothing too bendy, but don't lock them. Go ahead and tuck your tailbone down. Back is nice and straight. Shoulders are rolled away from your ears. And then your chin is about level with the ground. And just bring your palms to face forward. Ooh, feel how strong you are. This is mountain pose. And at any point in our practice, if you're feeling tired and you need a rest, that means you deserve a rest. So come back to mountain pose if you need a rest. Or you can also take a child's pose. So today we're going to do the Moon Salutation, like I said. And first we're going to walk through the Moon Salutation. I'm going to show you pose by pose, and then we're going to flow through it. Okay? So we're going to start. We're going to inhale and lift our arms up. Go ahead and clasp your hands together into a steeple grip. And then let your left hip bump to the side. Shoulders stay back away from the ears. And then we're going to stretch to the right, feeling that nice deep stretch here. And breathing that our air right here where it doesn't get air very much. We're going to exhale. And then on our inhale, we're going to come back to center. And then we're going to bump our hip to the right. And then we're going to stretch to the left. And then come back to center. Very good. So go ahead and bring your arms down. Bring your feet wide on the mat. Toes pointed towards the corners of your mat. And then sweeping our arms up. And then bringing ourselves down into a gentle squat. We're going to do a few of these today. So just be gentle with yourself right now. Don't take it too deep. And then look at your knees. Are your knees pointing over your big toes? Or are they caving in? Your knees should be pointing over your big toes. Okay? And if they're not, go ahead and adjust your footing for a moment and just find that point at which your knees go over your big toe. Okay, so now we're in goddess squat. And then let's straighten the legs. Toes pointing forward, arms straight out. This star. And I like to think of this as the full moon in our full moon sequence. So when we get here during our flow, I will stop and we'll take a pause for a couple breaths, just in case you decided you needed just a different pace of a flow than I'm taking. We can meet back in star. Okay? So this is called star, but let's call it full moon today. So then point your right toe towards the wall. And I want you to reach in front of you, hinging at your hips. And then clap your arms down so that the back of your hand is touching your calf. You can bring your hand to your hip or you can keep it straight up. This is triangle pose. And your shoulders are rolled away from your ears, chest is forward, nice flat back. And then bringing your back hand down, we're going to have pyramid. So point your back toes to be parallel and facing forward with your front toes. And we're hinging at the hips. And our hips are square, so check your hips. Make sure they're not pointing out like this. They're square. You can keep your pyramid here on your thigh, making sure you have a nice flat back. You can keep your pyramid at your calf. And now you'll start, either way, you'll start to feel that stretch right here. Or if you can bring your hands to the floor. And this is pyramid. So then, no matter where you are, bend your front knee generously and bring your hands to frame your front foot. Drop your back knee and then finding your balance with a nice 90-degree angle in your front leg. Finding your balance, your back knee needs to be nice and comfortable on the floor. If it's not, go ahead and grab like a folded towel or a blanket. And then once you have that all comfortable and balanced, go ahead and sweep your arm up for low lunge. If you want to show a little bit more for the moon today, you can go into a crescent lunge. I will not be doing that today. Okay? And then bring your hands back to the floor. Bring your back leg up. And now your back toes are facing the long edge of your mat. We have a bend in our knee. And as we come up, we're going to bring our elbow to our thigh. And we're just going to rest it there. We're not putting any weight on it or pressure. All of our ability to hold ourselves up with this pose is right here in our core. And you can put your hand at your hip, or you can bring your arm up and over. This is extended side angle. And from here, we're going to push off of our front foot and bring ourselves back up into our full movement. Now we're going to go left. So bringing our left toes pointing forward, and then bringing our elbow down to rest on our side, hand at the hip, or up and over for extended side pose on our left side. Good. Now bringing your arms and your hands down to the floor, bringing your foot, rocking that back knee, making sure it's comfortable, nice bend in your front leg, finding your balance, and reaching up to the left. And if you fall out of a pose, just pause yourself and get back up. It's okay. All right, untuck your toes, bring your back knee up, toes pointing forward, and then finding your pyramid wherever you're comfortable, not forcing yourself down to the floor. That's not good for you. So find where you feel that nice stretch, but you're not hurting. Okay? And then bring your back toes so they're facing the long edge of your mat. Straighten your back, your front leg. Reach forward, hinging at the hips, and then clap your arms down. Hands can be at your hip or hands can be up. Good. And then pressing into that front foot, bringing yourself back up for your full moon. Now pointing your toes to the corner edge of your mat, bring your arms up, and then gently squat down for goddess. And then as you come up, bring your feet hip-width distance apart, hands high, and clasp together. And then we're going to stretch to the left, back to center, and then we'll stretch to the right, and back to center. And then let it all float down. Good. Okay, before we begin, I'd like to invite you to take a sip of water with me. And be sure to always drink lots of water after yoga. You need to rehydrate. Okay, so we're going to start that flow. Remember, you can go at your own pace. You can go as fast or slow as you want, and then we'll meet back in our full moon. So feet hip-width distance apart. We're in our mountain, feeling our strong mountain. Deep inhale, bringing your arms up, clasping your hands, and then reaching to the right. Inhale back to center, and exhale, reaching to the left. Inhale back to center, arms float down, feet wide, toes pointing towards the corners, reaching up, and gently squatting down to our goddess. Toes forward, coming back up into our full moon. Now turning our toes to the right. Reach and clap your arms for triangle. Bring your back arm down, finding your pyramid. Back toes are forward. Hands come down, frame your foot, drop your back knee, finding your balance. Sweep your arms up for low lunge. In, exhale, arms come back down. Bringing that back leg up. Toes pointing towards the long edge of your mat. Bringing your elbow to your side and reaching into that side angle. Pushing into our front foot, let's bring it all back up to our full moon. And right here, we'll take 2 deep breaths together. Reaching our hands to the hip, making sure our shoulders are away from our ears and not scrunched. Bringing that back arm down, go and frame your foot and drop your knee. Find your balance and swoop up. And exhale, framing your foot. Bring that back leg back up. Toes pointing forward for pyramid. And then bringing your toes to point towards the long edge of your mat, straighten your front leg, really reaching, and then clap your arms down for triangle. And inhale, reaching up, bringing your toes forward to 5-pointed star or full moon. Take a moment here. Good. Go ahead and point your toes to the corner of your mat. Up. Gentle squat for goddess. And as we come up, bring your feet together. Clasp your hands. Reaching to the left. And inhale back to center. And then reaching to the right. And back to center. And arms float down. Do that again. Ready? Up. And reaching to the right. Back to center. Reach to the left. Back to center. Feet go wide. Toes pointing towards the corner. Arms up. And bringing us down to our gentle goddess squat. Toes pointing forward. Legs straightening for our full moon. Right toes pointing towards the top of our mat. Really reach, and then clapping your arms. Chest forward, shoulders away from the ears. Bringing that back arm down, toes pointing forward for pyramid. Drop your back knee. Find your balance. Sweep your arms up. Down, hands down, frame your foot. Foot back up. Bend in the front knee, elbow to thigh. Reaching up and over or at your hip. Pressing into your front foot for full moon. And rest. Take a couple of breaths here. If you're catching up, make sure you're checking your breathing. Maybe you need to study it. Take a child's pose. That's okay. Pointing your left toes to the top of your mat. Bending your front knee, elbow to thigh, reach up and over. Bringing your back hand down and dropping your back knee. Finding your balance. Keep your arms up for low lunge. And then bring your hands down, bring your foot. Bring your back leg up. Toes pointing forward. Finding your comfortable pyramid. point your back toes towards the long edge of your mat, straighten that front leg, and really reaching. Lock your arms down the trunk. Bringing your arms up, your toes forward, parallel with each other, and we pause for our full moon. So bringing your arms up, and then pointing your toes to the corner of your edge of your mat, and then slight and gentle squat for God. As you bring it all back up, bring your feet hip width distance apart. Hands are in the air, reaching high to the sky. Clasp your hands together and bending to the left. Inhale to center and bending to the right. Inhale back to center. And then as you exhale, just let your arms and your chin float down. Come back to our mountain pose. Hands forward, shoulders away from the ears. Give your bottom a good squeeze. Just focus on steadying your breath. We're going to slowly come down to the mat. To sit down. Strong as it Good, and bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. You can grab each elbow or wrist or clasp your hands together and just sway side to side. Working really hard today. Allowing yourself to exhale a little bit. When you're ready, go ahead and bring your legs long in front of you onto the floor. Feet kind of off to the side. And if this bothers your lower back at all, you can use a pillow, a blanket, a bolster, whatever soft cushion you can. Put it under your knees. And just kind of add some relief to your lower back. You can also bring your feet about as wide as your mat and let your knees come into touch. I like to do that sometimes. So bring your hands to your side, palms facing up. Just listen to your breathing. Don't try to control it too much. Just kind of let your thoughts go. So I'm going to take you on a trip today during our final rest day here. So while you're resting there, I'm going to take you to the big island of Hawaii, where they have warm saltwater ponds that the Hawaiians traditionally used as places of cooking. So just allow yourself to let go as I read this to you. You stand at the edge of the water. You feel the warmth of the water radiating up from the pond. The moon has just risen, and it creates a ribbon of light on the surface of the water. Palm trees gently sway, and the stars twinkle overhead. Slowly walk into the pond and are immediately embraced by the salt water. The water is very buoyant, so you lie back and allow it to support you. Float effortlessly along, amazed at how relaxed you feel. You can feel the love that fills this place of healing, and you open your heart and mind to its healing power. You float, embraced by the warmth of the water. You feel the shimmering light of the moon. You had no idea life could be so good, and you could feel so full of love and peace. Your mind, body, and spirit feel totally connected, whole, and you allow the magic of the night to touch your heart and your soul. Bring attention back to your breath. Take a deep inhale. Begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Let your eyes flutter open. Reach your arms back behind you like you're waking up from a nice nap. Ready. Roll over to one side and gently put yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Your seated position, take a deep breath and reaching your arms up. Placing your palms together and slowly bringing them down, raising your forehead down, and stopping at your heart. I am so thankful that I got to share my practice with you today. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. The world needs your light. Go and shine on. Namaste.